Hello, Maria Graham. How are you this afternoon? I forgot you're on the East Coast time zone. Yes, I changed the quilt around. Actually, a few things around. Can you see me? Am I loud and clear? I guess it'll be a minute before YouTube checks in. I do have on the subscribers. Hello, you see me. Hi, Cheryl Faulkner. You've been quiet lately. Hi, Martika. Thank you for coming. Yay, everybody. Welcome to GQUAT Traditions, where good friends become family, and family is everything. How's the weather everywhere? It's been so rainy and cold. I wasn't sure. Do my eyes look good and crazy? I had an eye procedure yesterday, and I wasn't sure if I should wear dark glasses or not. Looking a hot mess. Oh, you work on Wednesdays. Well, work is a good thing to have. Cheryl Faulkner, did you tell me that you have a sewing machine? Shakira, hello. Thank you for coming and welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Unbiased. You can't stay, but you will come back. Thank you. And I appreciate you. Don't forget to email me. I have some information for you. Okay? And then when you email me, Rachel, I will give you my phone number and we can chat and work some things out. You used to have one, but not anymore. So that's okay. If you don't want one, you don't have to have one because we know you could get anything you want. Anything you want. Okay, Rachel. So let me see. It's 65 degrees in South Carolina. That's decent. It's decent. Here where I am in Connecticut, it was kind of windy, and there was some guy living in his boat down near the shore, and I guess he used some little dinghy to go back and forth, and it capsized, and they found him this morning. And guess what? He didn't even have on a life jacket. You know, a life jacket is for things you can't. It doesn't matter whether you can swim or not. That's just dumb. You know, anything could happen. You get a cramp, a big wave, a rogue wave could come. Anything. Cheryl Faulkner says it's 73 in Georgia. That'll work. I have a lot of family in Georgia. I have a lot of family everywhere, actually. I have a really big family. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. She's working and listening. Yes. So, has everybody else been working? Put a one in the chat if you've been working in your garden today. We'll come on a visit. Oh, okay. A one. Is everybody else in the garden? I didn't work in the garden today because I've been trying to keep some ice on my face. This side is swollen from dental work. This side is swollen from the eye procedure. Cheryl Faulkner worked this morning and is now cooking. I know what you're doing, Gigi. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Love you. Love all of you. All of my family. So, did anybody see that big mess I made in my kitchen? I was working on my dandelion um, infusion, and I had so much of it. I put it in a big half-gallon canning jar. Then I strained it. Love you too, Gigi. Love you too. I strained it into a pan and a colander because I was going to do two strainings. And I mashed it with the potato masher that I use for that. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking, trying to film it. You'll see it. But I posted a short showing me with looking through the camera. And then all of a sudden, I feel this warm oil all down my legs. Hi, Rochelle Brampton Gardner. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. We go way back to last winter in the Girl Off when we were partners. Yeah, so I'll still have to keep making the dandelion salve, but I'm still fermenting and infusing the oil. I didn't do the fine straining yet, but it was getting dark and I wanted to keep it a certain color. Universe Soil Gardeners. That was it, Brampton. That was it. I have to go back and have some merch made, some t-shirts. I still love that t-shirt even though our group did not win the grow off. We all won because we all grew something at a time we would not have done that. And I feel good about that. I even had the nerve to try growing all this stuff this year. I have in this very sort of room, in these couple of rooms, I have 3 hydroponic tanks going. I have all of these flowers I put in soil today, and I feel good about it. I feel good about it. So, I don't know if you guys noticed when you came in the room that I figured out how to turn subscribers on only because it's just a matter of time before the little T people, TROLLS, you discovered your love for Tasmar chocolate dwarf tomatoes. Yes, I love these dwarf tomatoes because even the cherry tomatoes get so big you spend all summer waiting for them to get tall, and by the time you can pick them, and it's like fall, and then the squirrels are busy stealing them. I don't have any seeds for any chocolate dwarf tomatoes. Hint hint, I will have to get some. I will have to get some. So, is anybody else growing any dwarf tomatoes? Or how many put a number in the chat, you guys. How many types of tomatoes are you growing so far? Let me see. So far I only have 2. I have black cherry tomatoes, excuse me, and the tiny Tims. Haha, you'll be saving lots of seeds this year. I'll be hitting you up for some, Brampton. Just tell me how much and I'll send it to you because I know the shipping is expensive from Canada. 3 types for Maria Graham, 3 types for Cheryl showing off Faulkner. You go, ladies. You go. I am so proud of you. Has anybody done any sewing this week? I don't know if you know Brampton. Whoa, Brampton has 10 to 15 varieties. You'll throw a stamp on them. Oh, as far as mailing them. Okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my niece. If you have time, chasing Dexter all around the place. So, has anybody done any sewing this week? Has anybody tried to make? Oh, you sewed a small gift for a friend. Good for you, Maria. Good for you. I know that I like to quilt primary. Oh, you guys see I changed the quilt in the background. The one that you saw there for the last couple weeks, I kept telling you that was the back of the quilt. Well, this is the front of the quilt. And what this was, I'm always looking for something. I brought a ruler over here. It probably fell so that I could point at stuff. This was a mystery quilt. Brampton printed out a new pants pattern, but needs to tape it together and do some adjustments. Why is it because that you are it's the wrong height or something? I'm practicing turning the comments on and off. Last last week you made some shorts and underwear for your daughter and two dresses and a top. Oh, you've been doing a lot. Good for you. So this quilt is, I think I told you guys, some of you may know about Kaif Fassett is an Australian textile designer, and he does a lot of plants and flowers, vibrant colors. I just love, 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 love. Hi, Lashes. I saw you walking this morning. I was trying to catch up with you. You couldn't see me. You're between sizes. Oh, show off. That must mean you're coming down. So good for you. Good for you. Lashes has lost several sizes. Good for her. So this quilt, the fabrics are Kaif Fassett, and I just buy a lot of fabric when I like a designer, and I just mixed and matched all of them. There were reds and greens and yellows, and this was what's called a mystery quilt. Has anybody ever done a mystery quilt? It's really interesting. You don't get a pattern. What you do is you get this one started. I think this one was by my friend, a quilter, Bonnie Hunter, and she usually starts the day after Thanksgiving. And I just buy a lot of fabrics. Oh yes, everybody, if you could plus press the thumbs up like button, I appreciate it. And if you're here on the replay, please leave a comment so that I can come back and let you know that I saw you and say hello. So, a mystery quilt is one. This one starts every year the day after Thanksgiving. This one was a few years ago. And the biggest block on it was like 3 inches long, 3 inches square or rectangular. And you get the sizes like the first week one may say, cut 300 blocks of colored flat fabric in 3 inches and cut three 300 blocks of a neutral fabric. So you have no idea what's going on. Then the next week, up to week 8, then you're sewing, cutting, splitting all these things, and you have no idea what you're making. Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you for coming and welcome. And at the end, by the 8th week, you have all these bits and pieces, and they gave you a schematic of how to put it together. And this center part is how I put mine together. It was kind of a small quilt. Hello, Sissy Joanne Stevens. Good afternoon to you and everyone here. So then I put the center part around and I made these stars and pinwheels. Then I decided to make it bigger. So I put this little strip on the side. And then these little things over here are something called piano keys. And I like putting that around a lot of my quilts. And then at the very top, you see on top of the orange, I put another strip because I wanted it to be longer than wide. Oh, Auntie Joanne, Gigi Natural says hi. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Hi, Tracy, PIA, Passionately Intrigued Arts. So this is the front of the quilt that was all the triangles in the back, and it was so pretty. And I had all this fabric and all of these beautiful colors. So I just decided to make it double sided. I do show this quilt in different things when I have quilt shows. So I wanted you guys to finally see the front of it. The back, again, is just triangles. All these, you guys, are made with half square triangles. I showed you how to make an easy way of making them. These are with neutral colors, light colors, and it's not all the same fabric, the light colors. I like to mix and match them. I like to make a lot of them. Hi, Grammy's Journal. She says she's driving and listening. So I will treat you guys to a private trunk show. Mike says fancy, fancy. Actually, it's not fancy. Hi, Auntie Bev Jones. Beautiful quilt. You'll replay it. I know what time of day it is. That's why, you guys, on Saturdays, I will be going live at 6 o'clock because I know that during the week, it's the middle of whatever you're doing in the day. But I run out of gas in the evening and I can't see in the evenings. So 4 o'clock is a good time. And I used to teach my volunteer classes from 4 to 6. So I fill in that time by just coming live here on YouTube, except I could never make it until 6 o'clock. Please be safe, Grammy's Journal. So going back to this quilt and most quilts, when you see stars and pinwheels and everything, that is a matter of a half square triangle and different placements of how you put them together. I actually did a short video just showing different things, and you mix and match them. You mix and match them. You see, like this is a half square triangle paired with a block. This one is a half square triangle paired with two rectangles, and you mix and match them. It's like when you have children or you were little and you just mix and match different blocks and how you put them together. So I do know that everybody's not interested in quilting, and it'll be hot and nobody has a lot of time. Most of us are gardeners and we like doing things in the garden, and that's what we will be focusing on. I wanted to show you guys. So this is my personal key ring. I've been making a lot of key fobs and lanyards, but I want to show you something about this lanyard. You see at the top there's a wide, this part is wide. When you guys decide to start making them, I did the video last Saturday. The entire time was spent making key fobs. Well, a key fob is exactly the same as a lanyard, except it's twice as wide. The key fob only has a ring in it. The lanyard, I want to show you, this little neck up here sometimes is narrow. You can't put the folded fabric through it. So if you don't have a wide one, you'll have to put it through there before you sew the ends together. Look at what rock. This one, this is just my birthstone. It's just an amber. It's no real rock. No real rock. If it were, I don't know what I would do with it. I'd have to have who is it? Some of the top security in the country, maybe Triple Threat and my son and a few other folk. Yeah, it's just amber, just an amber ring, and silver. Silver's not even gold. Okay, so these make really nice presents. I make mine a standard 36 inches. I start by 2.5. And if you want it shorter, you can knot it like this, or if you put it on a child's neck, or you may give your keys to your child to come and go. One of the things I wanted to show you with your tools, I just have a lot of show and tell stuff. This is a hard key case. When you start carrying your like rotary cutters and things around, this is a convenient thing to keep them in. Certain pens. Remember to take this out if you're traveling, though. Don't have it in your suitcase. They'll take it away on the plane. Of course, it's razor sharp. So garden, GQUAT, for those who are listening or in the bushes, GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. We're a variety channel, And the tradition part is me trying to share 8 generations that I've been alive and learning different things, whether it's cooking or gardening, fine arts, visual arts. Speaking of which, let me show you something. Some of you who crochet, I wanted you to see how far I got with my Plarn. Plarn is plastic yarn made out of plastic bags. I recycled some mylar bags and I'm making a homeless bed or a prepper bed. Hello, Eco Nephew. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. Linda, Sister Linda, the New Orleans gardener. Thank you for coming. Welcome aboard the GQUAT family reunion bus, everybody. So, what I'm going to show you, this is a bed made out of plastic, and it's 36 inches wide, and it will be 6 feet long. And I've shown how to make plastic yarn out of bags, and it's crocheted with a really big hook. And this will be a bed if you're camping. I've made these before and given them to shelters for people who don't have a place to live. And it's a good padding if you're camping. This keeps the heat in, keeps you warm, and it keeps you cool. It's really a great thing. I just wanted you to see that I'm still working on it. Those of you who are visiting, still working on the journals. I don't have any pockets on these because I ran out of the leather that I like putting on the pockets. So these are some other excellent gifts that you guys can make for gifts. I give most of the gifts that I have for my family. I usually make them, and they like those better. Hello, Can't Stop Walking. Can't Stop needs one for his truck seat. Oh, I bet. I bet. I made one for Hands in the Dirt for when it's cold outside and he's sitting in those blinds trying to catch him a deer or more. Okay. This is something I want to show you guys, and I will be having Zoom classes. Um, this is a sweatshirt jacket. It's the same principle as quilting. The same principle. I made this one with African fabrics and animal prints. And what I made it out of, this is not batting. I used a t-shirt, Tracy passionately in Tree Darts. You buy a sweatshirt 2 sizes too big. Oh, you're broke down in Maryland, Mike? Oh, no. I know Maryland like the back of my hand. I had lived there for like 20 years or maybe longer. So, this is a sweatshirt jacket. I cut fabric into squares, sewed them into long strips, and then just put them back on the sweatshirt. Cut the sweatshirt open and used it like a pattern, and that's what I did with those. Some of you who are working and moving around, I wanted to show you a different type of. That's a gorgeous jacket. Thank you, Mike. Mike, I'm going to have you getting that old treadle out. Roscoe loves that jacket. I got to make Roscoe, my brother, one when I get to Arizona. It's just so hot when I get there. It's just so hot. I wanted to show you. This is an ironing board. It's really big. It actually came in part of a kit that my sister Joanne Stevens gave me. But what I wanted to show you is the type of insulation you can put on the back. You can put this on your casserole pads. You can put it on the back, make your own portable ironing things when you go. You guys know that I have that tiny little iron that I use in my embroidery machine classes because it's lightweight, but I usually make my own. I make my own and keep going. So I wanted to show you, I don't know, you guys who are gardening, those some of those directions that you are looking at to mix different things are so tiny you can't even see them. One of my friends gave me this lighted magnifying glass. I can see a whole page at one time. It magnifies up to 3 times. She said she got it on on the Amazon or something. So I just wanted to show you how big it is in case you guys want one for some of that small, small, small print. Okay, moving right along. The elephant in the room, you guys see that I have a lot of books. I wanted to share vitamin bottles. Exactly, Brampton. You can't see those either. And the shiny glare is terrible. It's just terrible. So you guys, you see it now. I figured out now that I'm not sewing and chewing bubble gum, that I figured out how to turn it off. You saw a magnifying sheet at the Dollar Tree. Yes, I have a sheet, but I don't know if they were lighted. This one lights up. I just didn't want to shine the bright light in your eyes. Sometimes I see like bright lights on other people's chats, and they just blind me. All bright lights do. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the books that I have in the bookcase. I actually mailed 4 of them off to someone who has a son that I thought could use some of the books, and I mailed them out. This one is about a giant book of kitchen counter cures. I've been into growing herbs and making my own medicines and lotions all of my life because if it's anything that you can be allergic to, my skin is sensitive to it. I can't use anything like stuff, even when you used to use ivory soap on babies, it would break me out. You have the magnifying sheet, Tracy. I do too. This one was a gift. So I'm just showing it because I got it a couple of weeks ago, actually for Easter. So this book is Kitchen Counter Cures, and it has 111 healing recipes that you can you know what, Linda the New Orleans gardener, whether it has lights or not, it helps. It helps because some of that thing, it's not for the faint at heart. So like this book, I can read it just with regular glasses. See this big giant thing. I even gave away one of my Bibles that was given to me recently when I rejoined my childhood church. And it was a study Bible. It had everything, everything, everything. But you know what? Even with my glasses and these sheets, it was too difficult to read. So I gave it to someone who could use it because I have a Bible that's really, really big and I can read it easily. It's like different things you can do with mangoes, mango pops, all these recipes, canola oil, uh, different things you can, asparagus salad, all kinds of healthy foods. This would be good on Meatless Monday, Sister Linda Teanog, the New Orleans gardener. It tells you how to make mango pops. This one has evaporated skim milk, but guess what? When I cook for my friends who are vegan, I just substitute coconut milk. You keep a jeweler's eye loop on your desk to read tiny print. That's one thing. You know what? You can use those loops for looking at patterns for quilting as well. So, different kinds of sweet potato, chocolate, raspberry thumbprint cookies, mushrooms, all kinds of stuff. But this is just, look, a pack of acorn seeds stuck in the book for a bookmark. You can tell I'm a gardener, right? Hi, Urban Gardening Chronicles. Welcome and thank you for coming. Ooh. Another book that I have in my personal library is the Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine. I used to have a book for, I don't know, 60, 70 years called Back to Eden, where it had every type of. Tracy said she keeps a magnifying glass in her purse. I do too. I keep one everywhere, everywhere. And this is a revised second edition, and it has A to Z guides to treating more than 70 medical conditions from arthritis to varicose veins, from cancer to heart disease. But you do know that you consult with your own doctor, because even herbs, you can have allergies or other problems. So you don't want to go experimenting, especially if you're taking medications. Cheryl said she has the encyclopedia and Back to Eden. Those are really good things. I was just showing some of the books that I collect over the years, because if there's something I can do to fix myself, I'm going to try to do it. I know the doctors are highly educated. I know that they're here to save lives, but you know what? No disrespect, it's also a business. And if we don't, the more we go to them, the more money they make, even with the salary caps and the fact that they don't make as much money as they used to. You know what I had the other day? I had a home visit from my insurance company, and they did a home eval, and I was surprised at how thorough it was. I haven't had a home doctor since we were little kids, and the family doctor used to come to the house. Um, Urban Garden Chronicles said she just found one with a magnifying glass with a light at Dollar Tree. She's hitting the age when you start squinting. Girlfriend, you want to stop that squinting, niece. It's gonna it's going to make your face wrinkle. I'll tell you a funny story. I have a niece, and when she was a little girl, Tamia, and she used to, hi Tracy, Stacy rather, hands in the dirt. Thank you for coming and welcome. And she was frowning. She was a little Scorpio like me. Mike said as soon as he hit 40, he flipped from nearsighted to farsighted, so he needs readers. So my little niece was making faces. I call them monkey faces. I said, "You're making monkey faces. You're going to get wrinkles on your face." So she comes up to me and she touches my face with her little hands. And you see these little monkey lines. She said, "Mommy, were you making a lot of monkey faces? Is that why your face is like that?" Nope, old age is what did it. That's why I have it. So let's see, that's all of the things I brought over here, except one thing. I went to my orthopedic doctor this week, and of course, yeah, Mike, they are from smiling. I do smile a lot. Too late, Auntie Ellen. I have the wrinkle lines between my eyes. That's, I don't know, I don't have them right now, not yet, but I will. Just like Daddy used to say, Tracy, just keep living, just keep living. So I went to the orthopedic doctor because my leg was hurting and I just wanted to check it out. We pay for all this insurance, so we might as well get things checked out. So I already knew I wasn't getting back on the highway when I left the doctor's office. Why? Because I kept getting those alerts on my app on my phone that Joanne's was having a fabric. So guess what happened? You did some face yoga massage. Auntie says you're so fascinating. Thank you. You got rid of your line, your 11's line between. My car has that automatic foot thingy. It took me, instead of getting right on the highway, it took a shortcut a block ahead and went down this long street where I knew Joanne's was about a couple of miles away. And this fabric that yeah, 2 yards of this fell into uh, the New Orleans gardener. Tina says kids can say the most innocent thing. That just makes me laugh. They are. The kids are so funny. So 2 yards of this fell in the cart. But you know what I forgot? I forgot. I forgot. This fabric is 19.99 a yard. But that's why my car took me there, because it was marked down to only 13.99, and I need 2 yards to make a new hobo bag. Why? Because one of you subscribers talked me into selling my hobo bag that I made for myself. So that being said, I wanted to make another one, and I will do it with you guys so that I can show you how to make a hobo bag that actually holds as much as a duffel bag, a carry-on duffel bag. So then you saw my mom's quilt last week all tore up. So I bought 5 yards of tea-dyed muslin so I can try to patch it. That fell in the cart after they cut it. I had them bring me a chair so that I could sit down. Hi, Erica Taylor. Thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome everybody who's in on the GQUAT family reunion bus. And then last of all, what fell in my cart, I don't know, some time ago, I was doing some machine embroidery applique on my machine embroidery. I don't have one of those big fancy ones like Unbiased LLC. I have a one pin baby lock, but I love it. And so I did some applique, and I did some almost French knots in the middle, but it was so pretty. I decided to take this piece and use it for a pocket. A pocket, and I think I'll make a tote. So I needed a half yard. Who's going to go and use a coupon for a half yard? So of course a 1 yard piece fell in my cart. So there's something to work with. So Cheryl Faulkner said, that's so nice. Thank you, Cheryl. You told me you wanted something, but I guess you changed your mind. I haven't heard from your little butt. Your little butt. Oh, hi, mommy. I didn't say that. I forgot my mother's in the bushes over there. I talked to her just before I went live. She'll be telling me that wasn't a nice thing to say. I didn't teach you to talk like that in public. Yep. Okay, you guys. So let's go over to the work area and see what I've been working on and what you can work on. Stacy Hands in the dirt. He's laughing. He knows I told him my mother will pop me today if I'm sitting in too close to her and roll my eyes, look at her the wrong way, or say something too smart. She'll come after you. She don't play. You've been working, but you still want it. There's a lot falling into the cart. It's been happening to me for years. One time, I'll tell this little story. There were some slippers at like one of the high-end stores. Hi, Nikki, the Everyday Life Oven. OCD is check. Nikki Nick. And I wanted them. I went and bought them every color there was. Every color there was. There must have been 20 colors. And it was that soft, like glove leather. She gonna make you get a switch from the bush. Oh, mommy. Oh, she doesn't need a switch. Her cane is around there somewhere. She got something heavier than a switch these days. So let's go over and do something. Do some work. I will take my phone and I will leave the bell and slowly turn. Oops. Because I want you to see. Oh, all you're seeing is some of my African import stuff. Oh, you see that? The top shelf? Those two end carvings actually were hand carried from Tanzania. The carved men next to them were hand carried from Jamaica. That egg basket is actually made of copper, and it was carried from by one of my friends from some castle in Europe. I want you to see all the stuff growing, all my hydroponic things, and the lists and everything. So I've been working. So, and these are little things. I have some big quilts that I'm trying to get finished and out the door. You guys, look at this. I wanted to show you. Look at all these key fobs. I'm working on making some merch. All these key fobs. I made a lot in dragonflies because a lot of people like dragonflies, a lot of people like red. And what I'm going to show you now is how to use what you have to make an improv table runner. Or how many of you have been in like those really nice hotels and they have the bed runners on the bottom of the bed? Well, that's the same thing as making a table runner. You guys can make those easily your own self. Hi, Fifi's Journey. I see all your new chickens and everything going on. And what I love about your channel is that you're in the same grow zone as me and you're not that far away. So, what I'm going to show you is I had some bits of fabric left over, and I love this butterfly fabric. So I'm going to make this into a table runner by adding fabric on the sides and the tops and the ends. And then I had another piece of this butterfly fabric. And you know, when you splurge and you buy this fabric, even when it's on sale, and you spend $20 a yard for it, something like this, I use every inch, even these little scraps and whatnot. And for those of you who weren't here for the what do we make? Table mats. I made a flip and sew table mat, but I want to show you how to make a flip and sew anything. It could be a bedspread, it could be a casserole cover, it could be a table runner. You just pick the length and the width that you want. So, you like this fabric with the dragonflies? Oh yes. What's Rachel? Rachel, I think it was Rachel, Unbiased LLC. She liked this, and if any of you want fabric, and I have enough of it to spare, I will sell it to you for at cost, whatever I paid for it, because sometimes I buy it just because I don't want anybody else to have any of it, so I buy the whole thing. But I did have a lot of this, so I bought it. Somebody said they wanted a quilt made. Then I bought all this fabric, $20 a yard. I bought 13 yards, and then they didn't even get it. So I've been cutting it up, making merch out of it. Speaking of merch, those of you who have embroidery machines, this is going to be some of my upcoming merch. Originally, I was going to name my channel Traditions, but it's like, what kind of traditions? That could be anything. So then I added the garden quilt and art traditions, and that was really long. Then I reduced it to GQUAT. So I had this digitized, meaning that I had a graphic designer make it so that I can put it into my embroidery machine and print it out and it prints out like this, then I can just add GQUAT to it. So I will be doing that soon. And there are some channels like Z Digitize that if you, let me see if I can go to the bottom of the chat, that if you want to make your own merch, or if you feel like investing, you're welcome, Fifi's Journey. Usually fling those things off the bed and throw it in the closet. Oh, you're talking about in a hotel. I meant in your room. I don't. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right, Nikki. I don't even want to go into those hotels, and that's why you got to be careful what kind of hotel you pick. I make sure that I save up for a vacation, and that's it. I'm not going to go to some place where you know the hygiene, or they don't keep it clean. So those of you who would like to make a casserole dish, this one is just that some of that, a piece of the dragonfly fabric. I put it right sides together with some black fabric, and I put some batting on the bottom. On the bottom. So I'm going to put a little pin in here. I'm going to sew around it because I want to show you something. The last one I made kind of plain. So are you on? Yeah, one. So I'm going to sew around. So you guys talk to each other and keep each other company. I'm going to, yes, you can see me. If I move my hands with that big rock on it, Mike. The big brown rock, the birthstone. So whenever I sew anything, I go forward and then back a little bit. And you'll see, you know what, this would make excellent placemats as well. Now, if you were going to make it for a real heavy casserole dish, you could also always use that big piece of really thick insulation like I showed you in the beginning. They make ironing pads. By the way, this is an official ironing pad. It's made of compressed wool, and the heat won't go through it even when I'm sewing. This is a little iron that I use with my embroidery machine for applique. This happens to be a bag of the lanyard hooks, and a bag of the rings that I bought on Amazon. And even the good ones, the heavy duty ones, you could get a whole bag for like $10. So I'm going to finish sewing. Saturday we'll have more time, like these little scraps of fabric, like with the gold. I'm gonna put this in the corners, like with the wall quilt that I made for my son, the WTH initials. What the heck one. So you just keep going. So I'm almost at the corner. Then I'm going to turn. And I'm doing this on live so that I can show you how easy it is to make gifts for your home or to give others. But I wanted to turn this inside out to show you that if you pick a machine and just pick one of the stitches, take these pins out so I don't stick myself. And then my sister Joanne, she watches me, and my sister Joanne is an artist. She's a glass artist, among other things. But she'll say, "Sissy, what are you going to do with this one?" So she probably has more of my my pieces of art, crochet, whatever, than anybody in the world. Or I'll be at her house doing it. And one can't stay anywhere free, right? You must leave a hostess gift. Oh, and those of you who like to go to thrift shops, start finding old jeans. The bigger the better. Start on, like, in the men's department, on those of you who are seniors and they have senior day. Does mom craft? Yes. Most of the stuff that I learned how to embroider and needlepoint, crewel, my sister Joanne does all those things. We made our own gowns for our senior proms. Daddy bought mommy a sewing machine. Then I went home because I was taking an official. See, there was like some type of an electric surge or something, and my machine reprogrammed itself, so I have to start again. Um, so I went home whining about sewing machines. So Daddy took mommy's sewing machine back. It was a Singer sewing machine, and bought a portable sewing machine, an expensive one for my sister and I. It was supposed to be our graduation present, but we made our own gowns for the high school proms. Right, mommy? But I still sew for you, mother. And guess what, you guys? We still have those sewing machines. This was in 1966. Hi, Yankee sister. Hola, hermana. Hey, chats. The grandkids got them. Dropping in to show love. Um, you guys, Yankee sister lives so close to me. Her grandkids go to dance class down the street. So we drop things off for each other. If I'm if I'm taking my nap in the evening, I just unlock the car and they put it in the back seat for me. So that's fun. So I sewed all around this piece except for about 4 inches. I'm cutting the corners so that they'll lie flat. And you know what I wanted to tell you guys about these scissors? You see me use these sometimes to cutting string. If you invest in a good pair of these scissors, don't cut strings with them. It actually dulls them. Never cut paper with them. And just save them. I've had these for at least 25 years, so I'm being bold and reckless with them. I need to send them back to Gingers and have them sharpened. They can't charge any more than the local shops do. So I'm cutting the 4 corners of this table runner. And there's the pin where I knew where to stop. Okay. My handy dandy chopstick. And I'm leaving this out, this fabric. Not because I'm messy, because Saturday when you come, I'm going to take all these little strips and add it to it and show how you take a piece of fabric and add to it and invent your own pattern and make something beautiful. You don't have to buy every pattern you use. So now I'm turning this inside out. Again, if you wanted something to put something very, very hot, you could always double the batting. Oh, by the way, you know what? When you're dealing with dark fabrics, you can buy batting that comes in jet black as well, so that you don't see any of the white batting coming through. Unlike, if it worries you that much and you don't like the white batting, you can give me my stuff back. See? So I'm taking the chopstick, I'm pushing the corner out. Pushing the corner out. That's 2. There's 3. So since I had so much of this dragonfly fabric, I just thought I would use it for different things. Now I can use the heated iron, the big iron, this little iron, but guess what I'm going to use? This is a wooden iron. And what it does is it creases the edge so that it lies flat. Except I don't have this one pushed all the way out. I pushed near the corner, but not in the corner. Now it is. Actually, I will move this stuff. I have a little box down here so that you can see what I'm doing without the clutter. Okay, so I'm laying it flat. And then I'm using, I've showed you this, so I can put this down. Look at this. All these key fobs in the mix. Looks like I didn't push that one all the way out either. It's hard to see black, especially at night. And then I have like black chairs over there, a lot of black furniture in here. So I'm ironing it with a piece with my wood iron. Because I want to show you how to see how cute this is. Then this particular one is just black on the back. So if you spill grease and gravy and turkey and ribs on it, you don't have to worry about seeing it. So use one of these clips and put it on the end. And I'm just going to sew around the edges of it. The needle's not all the way up. Okay, so just sewing around the edges to hold the batting and the backing and the front fabric. Nope, you can't see it that way. Do it this way. Wait a minute, I'm getting off the edge over here. That's because I have that's where the opening was over there. And I didn't pin it. Now I can move my hand again. Isn't this cute? I could see Mike opening up his mail on something like this. So I changed the stitch length from 2.5, which is like if you're sewing clothing or something like that. I also have a walking foot, but it's not really needed for this. If I'm working on a quilt or something big, I use it. But this is almost finished. Trying to keep my hand out of the way. I love dragonflies and butterflies. Sorry for those I'm missing in the chat. Hi, K-Sings55. Thank you for coming and welcome. Hello, Jones Truth. Jones Truth, you've got to get some of that fabric out, and you need to go to the beginning of this chat because I showed how to make a t-shirt, a sweatshirt jacket using some of my African fabrics. It's so nice to have a crafting content creator close by. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way, trying to see what you guys are doing. But we're almost done with this. So I'm doing this to show you guys that even though you're busy, if you want nice things, you don't have to go to, the top stores to buy them. You can actually do them. And, I don't have time every day. Sometimes I just say, I'm going to sew for 20 minutes. Or if my bobbin is low, I say, I'm just going to sew until I run out of thread. Me, I can't see straight. The line wasn't coming up straight, so I had to go over. But guess what? It'll hold gravy, won't it? Or a macaroni and cheese pad on the table. So I'm trimming the thread. And look what we have. It could be a table runner. It could be a casserole pad. Well, I have a small table. I have a 60-inch round table here in my apartment. I have other tables I can take out. And that huge butcher block, I spilled all that oil on earlier this week. But look, how nice is this? Wouldn't this look nice on your Thanksgiving table or when you set a table for a good meal? How many of you guys think you could do that? That is something that you can do, something you can teach your children to do, or do with your family, or just make a nice gift for someone else. Yes. So we're almost at the end of our time. And I think Motivational Weightlifting Geek comes on at 1:15. Maria Graham, I know that you can. Tracy Passionately Intrigued Arts says that's pretty. I know that you guys can all do that. I want to get together and we all do some things together. Okay, so I said the Motivational Weightlifting Geek is going live. The Miss Shirley's going live at 7. Odom's and J3GS is going live, I think about 8 or 9. Mike says he'll try, can't guarantee results. We don't need any results. It just doing it. It's the thought that counts. You can do it, Stacy, hands in the dirt. You can, okay. I'll tell you what. Wait until it gets cold. You're live at 7:30. It's been a few weeks. Okay. Thank you, you guys. Take your little notebooks and write down the times everybody's going live so that we can support each other. So you see this little gift? So that's something that everybody can do. Oh, and by the way, this big thing, this is also my logo that I had digitized for my embroidery machine, one of my big hoops. It's the same thing as this, but it's all filled in with embroidery thread. So at some point, I will be putting up my embroidery machine, my Cricut. Do I have all that stuff? Yes. There's only 24 hours in a day. Only 24 hours in a day. So Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions, thank you for coming. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this out if you like it. so others can come. And this is an I, this is an L. You, I love you. Thank you for coming. A great live. Thank you, Joanne Stevens. Egowamote mother in the bushes. I love you. Oh, you guys, my great 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 grandson. No, it's my mother's great great great. My two great grandson just had his third birthday yesterday. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you live at 6 on Saturday, just ahead of Stacy, Hands in the Dirt, and Nikki, the Everyday Life of an OCD is